Okay, well. At 5:32 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence and observance of all military past and present. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam FTV, will you please do a roll call?
Pat Tack. Tim Brenner. Eric Gunnels.
Here.
John Condon.
Here.
Chris Taylor.
Here.
Stacy Wells.
Here.
Rachel Stankey.
Here. And there'll be no additions to the agenda. All members are not present. It's a special meeting. Okay, no public comments. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move to the budget. 25-26 amendments and adjustments. I was saying make a motion. Okay, I'll make the motion to accept the 2025-2026 budget amendments and adjustments. As presented. Then I need support.
Support.
Okay, there is one line item that needs to be changed. I need to increase that to 6,000. And that is the third one down. 101-446.000-930. That's the one I'm looking at. You want that? So that one I have to pull $6,000 from that account and put it into the cemetery. Instead of the 4,000. Oh, third one, okay. Yeah. And that's coming out of the roads general repair and maintenance, which we had an exceeding amount of money, I think around $85,000 left in that line item. So that'll be just from that department to the cemetery part-time wage department. I thought that we had the wages in for February, so.
So you're gonna need a motion to amend the correction or?
Yeah, I would need Chris to amend her motion and accept the. I'll amend my motion and accept the $6,000 difference. I would clarify that a little bit more. Amend your motion to accept the $6,000. Amend my motion, $2,000 increase. To $6,000 from $4,000 to $6,000 with a $2,000 increase. And then I'd almost read off the GL numbers on that. For GL numbers 101-446.000-930.000 in the amount of 6,000 instead of 4,000 to go to 101-567.000-702.300. And then support of that change. John.
Oh, yeah, I'll support the change.
Okay. So I'll go into a little more discussion too on this so you guys can understand it. I went a little bit more detail. It's the last adjustment and amendment for the fiscal year. So I did go into more detail on it. We lost a lot of revenue off of our sales for marijuana. We were budgeted, I think, around 350,000. We only ended up getting around 260,000. So that adjustment, the decrease, I believe, was $79,914 in our revenue. So I went ahead and increased all of our revenue amended budget to reflect that we still were bringing money in our budget. To what we brought in already, so we were exceeding a lot of our amounts.
The marijuana decreased?
Due to the sales tax.
Oh, because of it.
Because of all that, yeah,
Yeah,
so we
okay.
did lose a chunk of change out of the sales tax. Usually I don't do the other funds, I usually just do the general, but I went ahead and did do the building inspection fund because that was kind of new to us this year. They took it out of the general and started its own fund. So you'll see that there's been some changes to the building inspection fund. The sewer fund, if you guys notice, we received a lot of interest. Because Chris is doing a phenomenal job over here with her marketing accounts. So I believe what they're doing from what I'm looking at, and Chris is looking at, is that they're splitting that interest between funds. So they're putting a percentage, or bookkeepers are putting so much into the sewer, so much into the current tax collection fund. So you'll notice that we have to amend those line items, we didn't plan on interest income. So we brought in 26,000 on the sewer fund. They put 15,000 into the tax collection fund increase. I thought that there was some in the cemetery, yeah, no, it was in the general, the sewer, and the cemetery. It wasn't with our general one brought in $50,000 total, with a little more than 50. Okay. And then the senior center grant, usually I don't get into that, there'll be another motion that I'll make, after this, actually, I'm gonna explain it right now. So what happened in the senior center fund is the $100,000 that we got from the county in revenue. It was expended, if you look on your revenue and expense form attached, it was expended, the building additions and improvements out of the senior center. But the revenue it shows was dropped into the senior grant fund. So I'm gonna end up making, it wasn't into the senior grant fund that we usually use for the Genesee County, it was a different one. So it's not reflected on our revenue and expense, which is causing our expense to exceed our revenue. So I just got off the phone with Carlene and I'll make a motion after we get done doing this to allocate those funds over to the senior center grant fund so that balances out. Is there any questions? No. Okay, roll call vote on that one, please.
Eric,
Yeah.
John,
Yeah.
Chris,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Rachel,
Yes. Motion carried. 0. Okay, the next motion that I'm gonna make. Start with the first senior center budget amendment. So my motion is gonna be to move $99,994.54 from line item 211-000-001 dot 500 into the senior grant fund 211-000 dot 000-581.000. Second. Is there any discussion on that motion? $99,994.54. And that was our total reimbursement from the county for the building addition improvement.
Money we used to.
It's already been spent.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
We just gotta do it for balancing purposes so we don't get nicked. If everyone go ahead with a roll call on that one, please.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
Stacy,
Yes.
Rachel.
Yeah, motion carried 5-0. Also in your packet is senior center, it's a budget, it says original on top of it, this is what Shannon gave to me. For us to make a motion to accept her amendments, this one is for the county, for the senior center. It's between.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that says original on it.
Mhm. So that's Shannon's budget that she sent to the county, she said she had to do amendments in it, and it has to make a motion. So I will make a motion to accept the amendments to the senior center budget as presented by the director. Second. Is there any discussion on this? I'm not quite sure how much help I can be. It looks like. I think it was with the award increase. You notice the award increase on the original budget wasn't allocated and the award increase on the new budget allocated into wages.
Is this our new budget right here?
This is what we have to accept, yes.
And what do we do if she's already gonna blow over this later?
These are not our budget.
No, it's hers.
Correct. That is what she does with the county. With theirs. And remember that she's only 6 months and they're in a different fiscal year.
I know they are.
Any other discussion?
So, yeah, just in, so she's supposedly here, she's reflecting the increase she got from the previous 24-25 to the.
Yep, so if you look at the bottom of it, it says award increase $6,896. On the second one, there isn't an award increase there. She had allocated it out to the wages. If you notice that the wages increased on hers. I think is all she put it into, well, it looks like she put a little bit into the FICA. I think that's about it. So the award increase just went into her wages. And a little bit down here in operating supplies. So if she goes over her budget, she has to bring us the amendments or through the board anyway. Roll call vote on that, please.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yeah.
Chris,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Rachel.
Yes. Motion carried 5-0. So now I'll go ahead and make a motion to open the budget public hearing at 5:46.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed. Motion carried. Any public comments?
I'm curious, seeing no one in the public, I would suggest we close the public hearing.
Okay. I'll go ahead and make the motion to close the public hearing at 5:47.
Second.
All in favor of closing the public hearing, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carried 5-0. Right, we'll go on to the adoption. I'll make a motion to adopt the 20. I'll make a motion to adopt the 2026-2027 Thetford Township Budget and General Appropriations Act Resolution as presented. Support. Is there any discussion? I didn't change anything to the Uniform Budget Manual in front of you guys for the General Appropriations Act.
Just so everybody's aware, we're still going by department. We're not doing line item anymore. That's way too much.
Right, and you made those changes that we talked about in the, did you do those changes that that you were gonna?
Yes, at the public hearing. Yep, that's in your budget.
I stuck those in your box a few days ago and shortly after that. Yes, the only one that was not changed that, Julie Tack had a concern with was the part-time maintenance. We were looking at that. And because it said part-time wages under maintenance, and then there was maintenance, and they said, well, they're all part-time, they should be under part-time. That line item that was part-time was actually what our previous office assistants wages were coming out of. Maintenance was coming out of actual maintenance, so I did not
Okay,
do anything with that one, but all the other ones I did, and I let Julie know that I did.
very good, thank you.
Just there.
Did he change the total, right?
Yes,
Okay.
$1,909,139.93 will be your pass. And I'm thinking, I hope everything's good. There might be some, obviously there's gonna be some changes as we go into the next fiscal year with a couple of things, because I didn't know either. For some reason on my budget, the zoning contract that's in your revenue and expense.
So we usually use that contract to pay wage. That is not showing up on my
budget worksheet to be able to allocate money. So that'll be something that I probably bring to the board sooner than later to get that line item moved into, but it didn't turn out on my worksheet.
I haven't started paying you yet, so you're okay.
Okay.
I'm holding.
Other than that, obviously, we're gonna come across, I'm not quite sure how we're gonna do, if there's an entry line item added for the solar. When we start paying the attorney for doing solar work out of the check that we've received, so there'll be a couple financial things that we don't do this year. But, any other questions on my budget? No. Okay, we'll do a roll call vote on that, please, Nancy.
Eric,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Stacy,
Yes.
Rachel.
Yes. Motion carried 5-0. Okay, there's no brief public comments, board member comments, Eric? Okay, John?
No, I don't have anything other than I'm just happy to get, the budget adopted, so, so it's done for the 25 or 26, 27.
Stacy?
Yep, I want to thank everyone for coming out.
Chris? Budget looks really good. Thanks. And if you guys come across any concerns along the way, just let me know. We can make some money moves, so. All right, with that, I will go ahead and make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 5:50.
Part.
All in favor of adjournment, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carried 5-0.
Sweet.
Well, we have things people coming out.
Right.
Too painless, she said.